pleased to welcome you all again to this important inception meeting that we are having on the APFNet funded project on capacity building, as Charles has already indicated. For those who have been around like me, you will be aware that quite some time back we had a review of the progress of implementation of logging codes in the Pacific, especially in the Melanesian countries. And one of the major findings of that review was the fact that implementation was not going forward. In fact, it's going backwards. And one of the main reasons that the review found out was the fact that the countries, they had their codes, but they had no strategies for implementing the code. One of the strategies that was lacking was the allocation of resources to be able to take us forward when the donor funding dried up. In fact, most of the work on the codes of language were done under donor-funded projects. So when the projects finished, the implementation was not expected when the codes were drawn up. And I'm very grateful that after that review, a lot of work was done on the ground in the countries that are represented here. Fiji, for example, who was able to review their logging practice to become the current version of the code of harvesting practice that we have now. And in Tonga, there were 2 reviews done. There resulted in one for the code of harvesting for Ewu Island, where the plantations are located and where the plantation harvesting is taking place at the moment. And then we also did a code of forestry for the whole of the Kingdom of Tonga, which starts from planting, harvesting, the whole cycle of forestry practices. And in Niue, we supported them in a number of things, including the current draft forest management plan that we hope to be supported under this project in terms of implementation. But as you know, that in Niue, there's only one person who's looking after forestry. And the idea is to look at what kind of options that we need to use to be able to better manage forests in Niue. What are the roles of the communities, for example, in implementing that forest management plan. And I'm glad that we have with us this morning Mr. Graham Wilkinson, who has been the main person supporting us in all the work that has been done in the countries that I've mentioned, in Fiji, in Tonga, and Niue. So who else is a better person to be here this morning to support us in discussing the way forward for the project and the actual implementation on the ground in the next 10 years. So I would like to thank Graham for being here this morning and for being able to be such a good friend for forestry in the Pacific for such a long, long time. Even though we have a full-time job, for him to make available his time in supporting us, we have been very, very grateful for that. Colleagues, just the last thing that I want to say is that this project, we should not be seeing it as a donor-country relationship. It's really a partnership. It's a partnership between APFNet, SPC, and the US, the member countries. If we look at it in that manner, then we can look at the long-term sustainability of the project. Many of our projects have failed because we look at them as a donor-country relationship. So we're looking at the donor to finish all the money, and at the end of that, we just go back to what we've been doing up to now. So I hope when we discuss the project as we move forward, is we are looking at this as a partnership in the long term. We want to make sure that at the project, we are able to maintain the kind of implementation that we want to see for the benefit of our people in the countries. So with those words, I again want to thank APFNet and thank the Chinese government for the support over the years. I take pride in telling other people that in forestry, in the SPC, we have been able to get a non-traditional donor to come in and support us in forestry. We have been supported with traditional donors like Australia, New Zealand, the European for some years. But now, for the first time, we have a project which is funded by a non-traditional donor up to now, it's the Chinese government, through APFNet, and we are most thankful with that. And we hope that this is only the start of it, and that the partnership and the friendship will be strengthened as an outcome of this project to be implemented over the next year. So again, I thank you for the opportunity to provide some opening remarks, and I look forward to very good discussions over the next 2 days. Thank you.
Sanjana Rai, Deputy Conservator, Forest Department of the Fijian Ministry of Agriculture, Fishery and Forestry. Mr. Tarita Fakausi, Head of the Forestry Department of Tonga Ministry of Agriculture, Forest, Fishery and Forestry. Mr. Sairusi Bulai, Deputy Director, Land Resource Division of SPC. Dear participants, ladies and gentlemen, Bulai. It is of great pleasure for me to participate in the inception workshop of the project on capacity building towards effective implementation of sustainable forest management practices in Fiji, Tonga, and Niue. On behalf of APFNet, I want to welcome the participants from SPC, the executing agency of the project, from Fiji and Tonga, the implementing agencies of the project, and the Embassy of the People's Republic of China, who has been very supportive to APFNet and its members. I also wish to thank SPC for arranging this workshop in this beautiful place of Fiji Islands in Fiji. APFNet was proposed and launched as an initiative of APEC economies to enhance building capacity and strengthen information sharing in the forest sector in the Asia-Pacific region, with the mission to help promote and improve sustainable forest management and rehabilitation. Since the establishment in the year 2008, APFNet has been committed to expand forest cover and improve forest ecosystem quality in Asia and the Pacific to promote the multiple functions of forests, help mitigate and adapt to climate change, and meet the changing socio-economic and environmental needs of the region through capacity building, information sharing, policy dialogue, and pilot projects. Our capacity building program has sponsored 50 students in the Asia-Pacific region to finish postgraduate study relating to forest economics and forest management, and more than 200 officials and technicians, 4 of them are from Fiji, have participated in training workshops that are held twice every year under the theme of forest resource management and rural development. APFNet has also helped develop the Regional Forestry College Deans Meeting Mechanism and the Dialogue on Forest Human Resources Development to strengthen cooperation and take collaborative actions in these areas. APFNet co-sponsored the first and second APEC meeting of ministers responsible for forests, which is the highest level policy dialogue on forests in the Asia-Pacific region, and supports policy dialogue and on-the-ground sustainable forest management demonstrations under ASEM, which is Asia-Europe meeting, and GMS, the Great Mekong Sub-Region Cooperation. APFNet is an action-oriented organization that works closely with our members to demonstrate good practices of forest rehabilitation, conservation, and management at ground level. We have by far implemented 21 pilot projects that cover a wide range of subjects, including significant issues such as climate change, transboundary biodiversity conservation, and forest and poverty reduction. Pacific Islands have been one of our key areas as well as important partners. We've just finished a project in PNG to help local industry and forest authority to establish self-sustaining model for community forest harvesting, and this one is the second in the region. Here I don't want to repeat again the importance of forest and efficient regulatory frameworks that include forest management plan and code of harvesting practice are to the forest community in respective economies. Rather, I want to emphasize that this project seeks to enhance the capacity of forest owners, forest users, and governments to manage forests of Fiji, Tonga, and Niue in a sustainable manner through improved forest management and harvesting practices. And the specific objectives of the project are to provide effective strategies and mechanisms for the effective implementation, enforcement, and monitoring of forest management plans and codes of logging practice. This project is coordinated by SPC and implemented in 3 economies, and will use local and international expertise to work collaboratively with governmental entities, landowners, forest industry bodies, and other stakeholders to foster a partnership approach to improved forest management. As the Chinese people say, a fence needs the support of 3 stakes. An able fellow needs the help of 3 other people. Effective coordination and communication and timely information sharing within SPC and 3 economies and among all stakeholders are essential and critical to the success of the project. APFNet Secretariat stands ready to provide its technical support necessary to each and every step of the project over its 3-year duration. I wish the Inception workshop a great success.
Distinguished Mr. Sailusi Gunai, Deputy Director from SPC, Mr. Xia Jun, Deputy Secretary General of Asia Pacific Forest Net, Ms. Sajana Lal, Deputy Conservator from the Ministry of Forest, and Mr. Kevita Fakosi, Deputy Director from Tonga. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning to you all. It is my great pleasure and honor to be part of today's program. First, on behalf of the Chinese Embassy, I would like to extend warmest congratulations for the convening of today's meeting and also for the signing of the MOU. It carries on great significance in economy, social, and ecological sense. Also, it plays an extraordinarily important role in mitigating and adapting to the climate change. Asia Pacific Forest Net is an organization set up at the initiative of China, US, and Australia, with the Secretariat based in China. The purpose of which is to plant more trees and to achieve the goal as declared by the Sydney Declaration, that is by 2020, we will add 20 million more hectares of forested land in Asia Pacific countries. Also, its purpose is to prevent degradation and destroy a forest, to bring into full play the productivity of the forest and bring into more social and economic benefits for the people, and at the same time to protect the biodiversity. The sustainable management is a very important part to achieve that goal. China has accumulated its experience in sustainably develop its forest. So we hope to have a chance to share our experience with South Pacific Island countries. We know climate change is a matter of life and death for countries in this region. And we can sense and feel the concerns of the people in this region. So China has tried over the years to provide help and support in mitigating and adapting to climate change. Through the South-South Cooperation, we help the regional countries to have new energy projects. I don't know in detail how things are being done in other countries, but I know how things are being done in Fiji. China has financed the construction of a hydropower station in Tavayuni, the Somosomo hydropower station. This will help to solve the electricity problem without adding more emission of carbon dioxide. And China has donated in last year 20 million equipments aimed at climate change assistance equipment. As per the request from the Fiji side, we are going to provide solar-powered street LED lights. And as for the forestation, we have signed a MOU with Fiji at the beginning of this year during the visit of the head of our General Administration of Forestation in China. So we are looking forward for a strengthened cooperation in the forestation between our two countries. Just last month, another MOU was signed between Guangdong province and Fiji, also aimed at to promote the forestation cooperation between our two countries. So China will spare no efforts to promote the forestation cooperation as well as to mitigate and adapt the climate change together with our regional countries, regional partners. And we will continue to do so in the years to come. Today, we are going to see a MOU signed, which will launch a cooperation which will last 3 years. So I hope that, first, I'm very glad to see that. This is the first time that I see China and SPC to join their hands in bringing into tangible social benefits, social and economic benefits for the regional countries. Am I right? And we hope that all stakeholders can join hands and work wholeheartedly to achieve the goal of this project so as to bring forth more tangible results and benefits in capacity building, in forestation, and we hope that through good and sound communication, all parties can understand better the need of each other and to make this program a complete success and to make it to work to the benefit in capacity building and in climate change mitigation. Thank you all very much.